when they hear Sandstorm and Sir Big Spur starts getting those claws sharpened, Williams-Brice Stadium comes alive in support of their South Carolina Gamecocks. We believe we've got a great one in store today, and when you've got a team that makes it into the top 25, now when you go on the road, that's when you prove you belong. As we'll see the number 21 team in the country, the Alabama Crimson Tide, taking on a fellow SEC opponent, the South Carolina Gamecocks. For EA Sports College Football, Reese Davis with you alongside David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. And guys, can't wait to get this one started. Alabama about to kick off to get this game underway. And he takes this from inside the 5. And the return man reaches the end of the line, and down he goes. The Gamecocks offense will have plenty of work to do after that return was bottled up. And here he is. Let me tell you about this wide receiver. He is a route-running DB, toasting, pass-catching, touchdown-scoring, woo, son of a gun.
I can't wait to see how this defense is going to try and corral this guy, because you play man-to-man, you risk him running right by you and catching the deep ball, but you play zone and you give him the opportunity to potentially make yards after the catch. You're going to have to be really careful trying to cover that dude.
Looking to pass on second down. They get him down after he makes the catch. Guys, this rough start is hardly what they had in mind to start SEC play, and it's not going to get any easier.
Well, no doubt about it. There were big expectations surrounding this program inside SEC play this year. Things haven't necessarily gone their way. They've had to fight a ton of adversity, but David, they believe they have the leadership in the locker room to turn it around, but it's got to start today.
Yeah, one at a time. Like, we got to start today. We got to find something. We got to find what we're really good at, what we can.
He's running free down the middle. Lowers that shoulder, delivers the blow. And they'll do more than move the chains. They'll move that thing more than 30 yards down the field before he's finally stopped. Some misdirection with the counter. They get him on the ground. He picked up about 4 yards, and the ball spotted at the 10. Going to work in the red zone. They can't pick up the first down without getting it into the end zone. Might as well stick with him. He'll be brought down at the 5-yard line, and this defense is on its heels. Not a lot of ground to cover and not much to defend. A big third down in the red zone. Looking to throw for it. And he wanted to get the score right there, but it falls incomplete. They'll try to salvage a field goal on this drive. From the right hash, and this distance makes that angle not quite so severe. It's good. Easy call for the refs. And with that, they break the seal on the scoring. It's 3-0. They were able to get a field goal on the board, and now they'll kick it away. It bounds through the back of the end zone. It'll be a touchback. So Alabama's offense will have its first possession of the game. And the spotlight in this game will undoubtedly be on these star wide receivers, David.
I mean, they're featured, Reese. Like, these guys are going to touch the football a lot. These offenses are built to get them the football, to make plays. We're in for a few catches today, Palmer.
We sure are. When you can get open like these guys can, when you have the speed to take the top off of a defense, you know you're going to see a lot of explosive plays today.
Got to be smart, patient, great vision, uses all of that to get to the 29. Sometimes people say, if you're good enough, what's the big deal about going on the road? Well, if you're not careful, you might find out in a spot like this one, guys.
Yeah, no doubt about it. This is a hostile environment, and you know you're going to be getting the opponent's A-game for this one. They've circled this one all off-season, so they better be ready to bring it today, David.
And the hardest thing to do in college football is to go on the road. Everything about it changes, and you want to shut this crowd up early. You don't want to give them belief, because if it starts to build throughout the game, look out.
Ball's at the 29. Defense can taste getting off the field. It's 3rd and long. Quarterback checking the play. Wants to throw. It's Simpson. Fires to the wideout. Another incompletion on third down. Looks as if the Tide will punt it away. They'll have to punt for the first time this afternoon. He gets his first one of the day out of there. They used him 3 times in that loss last week. And they'll get him on the ground as the offense comes out to start the next drive. South Carolina ready to go on the attack in another offensive odyssey. Always good to get points on a drive, David, but chip shot field goals can leave you a little empty.
And I think it's great to get points, but the great teams get touchdowns in the red area. You got to get out there this time and execute a little better on this drive.
You're absolutely right, David. Generally, the best red zone offenses are the ones that run the ball the best. So let's see if they can be a little bit more physical on this drive.
Let's see what they've got on second down. He's looking to throw. Grabbed over the middle. It's Smith. Finally stopped at the 46 after a 15-yard gain. The offense setting up shop at the 46. First and 10. They'll run it from the gun. He's dropped behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of 3. Last play was a near disaster. Now dealing with 2nd and 13. Quarterback on the keeper. Several defenders get an assist on that tackle.
The defense is going to have a plan. They're going to need linebackers replacing these defensive ends that are crashing down because this quarterback is dynamic. And on the zone read type plays, he's going to get downfield and downfield quickly like he did on that last play.
A defense trying to get a stop on third down from the 44. He's run out of bounds, but not before. Turning in a big pickup and moving the sticks for a first down. They built this offense around finding mismatches and just get the ball in the back and let him do his thing.
Yeah, it didn't have to be long down the field. Like it threw it right near the line of scrimmage, but you know I got a guy, when he gets in space, he can make big plays happen. Nice decision by the QB.
6th play of the drive coming up. A little pre-snap eye candy for the defense. Looking left. Makes the grab. And he will score. Touchdown Gamecocks. They'll try to add another to their lead. And he did make that extra point. No issue with the treacherous footing. About to kick it off after punching it in for the touchdown.
South Carolina.
That ball skips through the end zone. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 25-yard line. The Tide offense rolls onto the field. Last time, David, it was 1-2-3 kick.
The last drive, that 3 and out, sometimes that puts your defense in a bad spot, and you got to get a drive together here so you don't wear the defense out.
I just think, David, too predictable that last drive. They got to do something here to get this defense on their heels.
Yeah, and a really good job by the defender understanding the ball's coming. I got to break on it and go and not try to intercept it and make a bad play. He swats it down and makes sure that's an incompletion.
Grabbed behind the line. It's Hamilton. The defense wouldn't let him loose there, and it was a completion, but they lost yardage.
How about that? The dying breed of the tackling cornerback. You don't see those anymore. Everybody wants to be great in coverage. Everybody wants to get picks. But how many corners really want to get their face in the fan and make tackles? Nice job by that play.
The sure hands. It's Hamilton. And Shore tackling there to keep him from getting to the first down marker. Alabama will bring the punt team on the field. This will be the 2nd time they've had to kick it away. Perhaps feeling that coverage coming, signals for the fair catch and makes it at the 25. And the South Carolina offense is back on the field. David, they'd love to do what they did last time and put this one in the end zone.
You ain't lying. They did a great job. The offense was clicking. Everything went well. Palmer, they executed and got the touchdown.
And they really were in a nice rhythm as well. And I'd love to see that here on the next drive, too. Just keep doing what you're doing. Everything seems to be working, and you seem to have this defense on their heels.
After picking up a couple, it's 2nd and 8. The give out of the gun. He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple.
Well, just nothing doing on that last run, and they knew coming into this one they were going to be challenged, right? This is one of the best defenses in all of college football. For them to have any shot, they're going to have to do a lot better running the football.
They're going to keep this drive going. They'll have to make a play on 3rd and long from the 26. From the gun, wants to pass. They're bringing nowhere to go, and the ball is loose. Oh, and they corral the ball so they avoid the turnover, but man, did they lose a chunk of yardage. And the Gamecocks will line up to punt it away. 3 and out, they got stuck in reverse. They hope the punt can bail them out. Makes a move. Excellent coverage that time. Didn't give him any room to set up a big return. Plenty of time for one more snap before the end of the quarter. Toss sweep right. And he's going to wind up losing a couple of yards as time expires here in the first quarter. That's the end of the quarter, and South Carolina has the lead. They wanted to strike first and strike hard, and they've been able to do that here in the first quarter as we take a look at the stats. This could be a pivotal moment in this game as we open the second period and they try to find a way to answer. 2nd down now as they're ready to go back to work. Quarterback reacting to what the D is showing. Dropping back, it's Simpson. Oh, he's going to take a shot at the DB. And this is dropped. Incomplete pass. He had a huge gain in his fingers, and he couldn't hold on.
That's one of those plays where you're going, man, he probably could have made that. The defense wasn't great on the play, but guess what? It goes down as an
Oh, he's going to try to hit him over the top. And they wanted it all on 3rd down, but now dealing with 4th down. The Crimson Tide will bring the punt team on the field. On the return, it's Bennett. They'll get down and put a stop to the return at about the 28-yard line. South Carolina ready to go on the attack in another offensive odyssey. They missed an opportunity to extend this lead the last time they had it, Jesse.
Yeah, they got to be able to regain that momentum, right? Go back to what was working earlier on in this one. And, David, to me, that starts with being the more physical team.
No, I definitely agree. Being the more physical team, but understanding the situation of the game. You're still winning. You got the football back. Now put a nice drive together and execute.
He lofts it high and deep down the left side. And it goes through his hands. Oh, he had an explosive play right there for the taking, but couldn't reel it in.
When you make big plays for your quarterback in the game, you catch a touchdown pass, he's going to look your way again, often, downfield like they did right there, but give the defense credit, forcing an incompletion.
Fires the pass, intercepted. Got some room to run. And a big return after the INT sets up the offense for this possession.
What a nice play by the DB there. When that rain starts coming down, the ball gets a little bit heavier. The quarterback throws the ball a little bit lighter. DBs can take advantage sometimes of some underthrown balls, go out and make some big plays.
He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple.
And a great job by the linebacker. You can tell starting to crowd the line of scrimmage, get up there in the line of scrimmage, see it, diagnose it, get in the backfield, get the running back on the ground for the tackle for the loss.
Defense rolls up deep in its own end on that last play. Now a 2nd and long. And the pass rush is effective, and they tackle him at the 19.
You're not going to win a lot of games if you can't protect your quarterback. In their last game, they got sacked 4 times, lost the game. And so far in this one, they're having difficulty again. These guys up front have got to do a better job communicating and giving their QB time.
Quarterback changing the plays at the line. Someone not clear on the snap count. It'll be a false start, and they'll move it back.
False start. Offense.
So the decision has been made, and the coach will take the penalty. 3rd and a long way to the goal after that big sack. He's looking downfield to throw. A shot toward the end zone, and it's picked up.
I love when people start to understand what we're doing defensively. If they're going to pass the football and that's where they're going to live, well, I'm going to live and dime. I'm going to bring more defensive backs on the field so I can cover more of these speed guys that they have out there. Great job by the defensive back, breaking on the football, making the INT, making the DC look very smart.
Stopped at the 25 after a 5-yard gain. Timeout called by the defense is their first of the half as they'll go to the sideline and try to make adjustments. Halfway there on first down, it's 2nd and 5. The RPO fired complete to the left. And a good job of coverage by that defense, just a short pickup. They'll try to move the chains on 3rd and short from the 25. From the gun, wants to pass. Pressure coming. And the Heat gets there. And they get it down at the 14-yard line. The Gamecocks will bring the punt team onto the field. Doesn't say much for your drive when you're looking forward to the punt. And the return man is stopped, and that'll leave it up to the offense on the next drive. Okay, so here comes the offense returning to the field. After that last pick, David, they really need to take care of the ball this time.
No doubt. And Palmer, I want to know what Spurrier said to you on the sideline after a pick.
Do that again, and you'll be right here beside me for the rest of the game. You got to go out. You got to call your plays. And I hope this coaching staff isn't going to be afraid to throw it this drive.
The evolution of the Alabama offense has always been built around what does the quarterback do best. And this guy's doing a lot of things well.
And we've seen some sensational ones. And to your point, I like that. Jalen Hurts, really good runner. They built it around his feet. You know, Bryce Young, really good passer. Tua Tagovailoa, really good passer. More about the passing game, explosive passing plays. So they'll do whatever it takes to win.
After the incompletion, let's see if they go back to the air on 2nd and 10 from the 33. Using his legs, it's Durham. Trying to pound their way forward, he picks up a couple to the 31. They've really performed at an elite level in conference play, and that'll build your confidence as we continue through this SEC season.
This was a team that was really motivated in the offseason coming into this one, and they knew the challenge ahead of them, but they also know how talented they are. And, David, they're putting that on display each and every week here in SEC play.
And let's pump the brakes, because if they're happy with what they've done so far, they're going to have some losses. Like, this is a tough league. The SEC is not easy to navigate. They're going to have to continue to grow and get better, but it's a heck of a start.
On 3rd down, going up top. And it's incomplete despite some serious arm strength shown there. Alabama trying to convert this 4th down. He'll try to throw and pick up the 1st down. Fires left. He makes a catch.
Well, it's a heck with being conservative, right? I mean, that essentially would have just been a chip shot field goal with where they were on that 4th down. But they decide to go for it, throw it. They're looking for 6. They're going for a touchdown. They are being aggressive.
And this one will be stopped for no gain.
Nice job recognizing the route defensively there. As soon as that ball was thrown, that defender knew exactly who it was going to, and he was able to make the tackle at the perfect time. No gain on that one.
The freshman able to get home with the sack.
How nice is it as a defense when you can drop 7 guys into coverage, only rush 4, and still get home? That makes you feel good if you're the D coordinator.
Still looking on the move. And he's going to be stopped just short of the 1st down. He tried to get it on his own. Referee signals timeout. It's the defense wanting to make sure that they have everything just right with a big play coming. Wanting to move the chains. Here comes Alabama on 4th. He'll try to throw and pick up the 1st down. He wants it all. And it'll be intercepted in the end zone. And after the interception and the turnover, this defense has set its offense up for business.
Rain, sleet, snow, sun shining, I don't care. I get interceptions. Give me that rock.
And a good, solid pickup before the defense cuts him down. We got a timeout here late in the first half, and they'll try to get more points on the board before the break. After the productive first down play, it's 2nd and 6. He's looking to throw. Fires to the middle. And that ball is picked off. And he's wrapped up after a solid return on the pick.
Well, we know these are slick conditions today in this game. Wide receiver just didn't seem to really get a good grasp on the ball when it hit his hands. Didn't stick right away. There's a bit of a bobble, and because of it, the defense able to come away with the pick.
They'll run it on 1st and goal. And he's able to find a little bit of running room before they get him down.
And a nice job by the running back, finding space, getting downhill, making the good run. Great job finishing with his pads.
They've been to the red zone 3 times. Will the 4th time finally beat? And he's loose, and he'll take it to the house. Touchdown, Bama!
And that's a nice drive, a nice physicality, punching it in with the run game. And here's the thing. I like where this offense is going. Nice job creating some momentum, going into the half, cutting down the lead. This thing could get really exciting. Nice job answering the bell right before the half.
And they thought about a return, then thought better of it. They'll bring it out to the 25. And the South Carolina offense is back on the field. One of the most valuable things a quarterback can have, David, short-term memory. Just forget that last pick.
You're dang right. Clear the mechanism. It's over. Move it.
He lofts one down the sideline. And he hauls it in at the 25. And they pick up a better than 30 yards on that completion before the defense brings him down. They just flip the entire field, and now they'll try to cash in on 1st and 10 from the 20. Getting some heat. Hit hard as he released the ball on that 1st down pass, and it never had a chance.
Well, the offensive line has got to give him at least a little bit of time to survey the field. He had no chance that time, getting hit almost immediately after he got the ball.
He's back to throw on 2nd down. And this sophomore able to wreak some havoc and get the sack.
Yeah, how about this defense, man? That's the 3rd sack of the day. They've been putting pressure, getting him on the ground. Not something they've been good at throughout this season. This defense playing better because they're getting more.
And he's all bottled up, and now it's worse. The ball's loose. Now the defense has got it, and they're going the other way. He's loose down the middle. Touchdown tie. The defense with the scoop and score.
And the defense comes with the blitz. Nice job getting to the quarterback. And don't just get there. Try to strip that football out. They get the QB to the ground. The ball's out. They scoop it up, take it all the way back to the house for 6.
South Carolina, 10.
And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. They'll come out and take a knee, and that should send us to halftime. We've played 2 quarters here. Time to go to Kevin Connors in our halftime update.
Men, it is hard to beat Columbia when that town is buzzing as it is today. And it'd be easy to say these 2 offenses are glad we've hit halftime based on their respective performances. It would also be accurate. Turnovers and sacks have told the story so far. And you gotta believe the play calling has been the issue, right? Time to shred those game plans and just get back to basics. With that said, let's send it back to the guys at Williams-Brice.
All right, Kevin, about ready to get things cranked back up here. And the Gamecocks will boot it away to start the second half. He'll bring it out. It's Hale. Stopped at the 17, and he's probably second-guessing that return. Here comes that Alabama offense. They go to work in the 3rd quarter with the lead, but they have had a little trouble keeping their quarterback upright.
Yeah, and you have the lead, you're positive, but the offensive line coach is definitely going to be upset. And the offensive coordinator, listen, I don't want my guy getting touched. He's being productive, but give him some more time here in the second half.
I think you can do that, too, offensively, by maybe leaving your tight end in to help block, maybe chipping with running backs to help these tackles out on the edge, because you're right. That pocket has been shaky, And if it continues to be that way in the second half, this could be a much different looking football.
Defense is about firing off, hitting the offensive guys and staying in their gaps. Everybody knowing where they're supposed to be. You could tell the defense, everyone was right where they're supposed to be, nowhere to run.
Now the quarterback changing the original play call. Back to pass, it's Mack coming after him. And he was drilled just as he released the pass. It's incomplete. Looks as if the Tide will punt it away. Fourth time tonight we've seen this guy come on to punt. He gets a block. The solid return there offsets some of the punt yardage and really sets up this offense nicely. South Carolina ready to go on the attack in another offensive odyssey. Line gets set, first down. Here's the handoff. Able to scrounge 3 yards out of that one somehow. It's 2nd and 7. Tried to pound it on first down, now back to the line. The hand to the running back. He's dropped behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of 3.
And how about the timing of the linebacker on the blitz to get in the backfield and get the tackle for loss?
Is there anything better for a linebacker than to run on a blitz and nobody's home except the back?
Such a great feeling when the Moses parts the Red Sea and the hole opens up and you go fill it.
And the defense gets to the quarterback.
And it's been a long day for this offense. If you can't protect your quarterback, it's hard to be successful. That's the 5th sack they have given up. The offensive coordinator has no answers, and this defense has been flying around.
They're able to put a stop to that return right at the 30-yard line. The Tide offense rolls onto the field. Here's another opportunity, Jesse, to stretch out this lead after punting last time.
I think it goes back to your playmakers, Reese. I think it's finding the guys that have been working for you earlier on in this game and getting them the football.
Yeah, and there's obviously no need to panic. I mean, think about it. You got the lead. You got the football. You got to be smart with the football, make your plays, put a good drive together here.
You see, they need more runs like that. It's just been so few and far between. Defensively, they've been in position. They've been winning their one-on-one battles, getting off of blocks and rallying to the ball carrier. This defense has done a nice job slowing down the run game thus far.
And that corner came in hot despite knowing that he was giving up some size. And they got the completion, but still looking at a 3rd down. Looking to throw, it's Mack. He looks that one in nicely. Good job running that route to get past the sticks because he got nothing after the catch. The Tide with the 1st and 10. Receivers telling the quarterback what they see. Looking to go up top on 1st down. That's caught. It's Durham.
Guys out of the backfield now, it's not just run the ball downhill anymore. You got to be versatile. I got to be able to trust you in the pass game, and I got to be able to throw you the football, and you can do that right there. I know you're going to catch it, and I can depend on you.
The aerial assault continues. Finds the tight end. And that stiff arm is a weapon for this runner. He uses it and picks up a 1st down. Every good quarterback is first a game manager. At Alabama, that used to be sort of a label of derision, but now they're not only that, they're playmakers.
Yeah, and it's what they used to ask them to do. Like they were very comfortable handing the ball off, running the ball, controlling the clock, trying to keep your defense fresh. Nah, bro. If you can't score points now, if you can't get 1st downs and go get me touchdowns, you're not going to be on the field.
Misfired on 1st down, back to the air on 2nd. Caught over the middle, it's Williams. And how about that catch and run? So dangerous, this guy.
Yeah, when you run those drag routes, it just takes a little bit of know-how. And when I say that, the receiver's got to understand, find space. My quarterback's going to find me. He's looking for that space at the same time. Nice throw, nice catch. Way to get the 1st down.
They get enough rush, and it pays off. The sack at the 20.
And I love this defense continues to get home and bring pressure. Another sack, their 3rd sack of the game. They just keep applying pressure, and it's working. Do not stop.
And he was hit just as he released it, and it falls to the turf.
You got to love the aggressive nature this defense is playing with right now. And you're seeing the athletes and the dudes they've got up front. A sack on the last play. They hit the quarterback on this last one. Now third down, you know they're going to be pinning their ears with it.
On 3rd and long, try to convert through the air. And you just don't expect your junior quarterback to get fooled and to throw it into double coverage like that. They'll send out the kicker to try to salvage this drive. From the left hash, he'll try to bend in a 37-yarder. Field goal is good. We check in with Kevin Connors. What's going on, Kevin?
All right, guys, want to update you on a game that went final moments ago. North Texas overcame a tough opponent, and not only that, a raucous crowd. The Mean Green tuned out all the noise and showed this team can win on its field, your field, or a neutral field. Well done. The circle of life in college football, where one team moves on feeling like kings, and the other heads home licking its wounds.
And Kevin Connors keeping an eye on everything all over the country. Sounds like they had a good one there. After the short completion, let's see if they go back to the air. Handoff from the gun. Gets it out to the 20 after a pickup of 4. A 3rd and short coming from their own 20-yard line. From the gun, wants to pass. Got his man downfield. And he's got enough for the first down. It'll be at the 35. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. So Alabama takes the lead into the quarter break. And as we switch ends of the field, let's take a quick look at the national rankings. Not only is the scoreboard on their side, but so too is time as we open the 4th. First down to start the drive after the break. Unloads quickly. Really nice stop there from this senior leader.
Well, if you're going to get first downs against this defense, you're going to have to earn it. You're going to have to make people miss. This is an excellent tackling unit. You saw it on that last play.
They go to the ground. And they'll bring him down after a short pickup.
You've got to give this defense credit because they have bottled this guy up all game long. He's one of the best running backs in all of college football. Everybody was expecting him to have a big one today. Tell that to this defense, though. They've played with great effort. They've gotten hats to the football, and they have been able to shut him down.
And that one's incomplete. They weren't just trying to move the chains. They were trying to move the scoreboard. Instead, it's 4th down. The Gamecocks will punt this one away. He's getting a lot of work. 4th time he's punted tonight. On the move, it's Hale. He's got great speed. He did a great job finding some running room on that return and was able to set up the offense with good field position. Here comes that Alabama offense. And they've got a little bit of a cushion here, David. If they can add to it on this drive, it would be nice.
And it definitely makes a little bit of a difference. Knowing I'm up by more than a field goal, obviously, Jesse, my mindset switches, and I know I can't make mistakes.
Yeah, and David, I don't think they have to reinvent the wheel on offense here. What they've been calling has been working. Just get back to doing what you're good at.
After the missed connection, it's 2nd down. On the run, it's Durham. And you want to talk about gang tackling. Everybody on the defense run to the ball.
And how about this offense, man? Being able to succeed, still winning without their bell cow, without their star being their star. This offense has not had a great game on the ground, but they're still in the lead.
Picks up just a few before he's brought down. Not really willing to take a risk there on 3rd and long. Alabama will bring the punt team on the field. They may have to pay him overtime. He's punting for the 5th time today. And the South Carolina offense is back on the field. They just didn't quite find the rhythm on that last drive, Jesse. They had to punt it.
I think they got to be more physical, David. I think up front they got to do a better job getting blocks and establishing this running game.
And how easy does football become if you're the more physical team? If you can threaten the run and then run play action, it opens up the whole offense at your disposal.
Motion trying to get the defense to show his hand. Throws to the wideout. Wide open downfield. And they'll spot it at the 45. That's good enough for a first down. And the Gamecocks want to crank the tempo. Defense going to jam these receivers right off the line. Coming out on first down with the play fake. Fires to the right. Pulls it in. And a big-time grab there. Knocked down immediately, but not before he gets it to the 40. Most important part of a clutch drive. Piece together some first downs. Get in position. And here they are on 1st and 10. Just flying through the air like a superhero to make the grab. Over 100 yards receiving, and he's doing it in style, David.
And the defense has no answer. Now you're going to break that out of me? You're going to lay out, catch the football? I mean, insane body control. He's shown you a little bit of everything, and this defense has had enough.
Pass rush coming after the quarterback, and they get him at the 32.
I tell you what, if I'm this QB, I am ill as a hornet at my offensive line. Are you kidding me? That's the 6th time they put me on the ground. Dudes, will y'all protect me a little bit better, please?
On 2nd down, they'll take to the air. And the pressure gets to him again. Another sack.
Goodness gracious. This is a master class, a clinic on how to get to the quarterback. The 7th sack of the game. Are you kidding me? That's a season for some teams. They've lived in the backfield.
And the pressure is coming in, and they get him again.
The defense is just killing it. Success after success after success. If I'm the offense, I got to change something up, or my quarterback's going to be forced to change because he's going to be in the injury tent.
He hurls one deep down the left side. And it's picked off for the 3rd time today. Bringing it back. He's at the 40. Running inside the 20. Touchdown, Alabama! A great return for the touchdown. Any return for a touchdown is a great one to a defense. They're now in really good shape to get back into the win column as they extend the lead here late.
Man, what a play by this defense. You're trying to get the ball back to your offense, trying to salt this game away and get the win. Not only do you create the turnover, you get the touchdown. Now you take a 2-score lead late in this ball game. This defense just stepped up in a big moment.
South Carolina ready to go on the attack in another offensive odyssey. First down here with time for maybe one more play until the 2-minute warning. They're going to throw it to start the drive. That's caught. It's Bennett. That's the kind of play that can really get you going as they get it out to the 36. They were backed up in their own end. Now a bit of a change of sceneries there across the 35. 1st and 10 from the 36. They're trying to get... And here's a fumble way behind the line. The defense grabs it, and they're going the other way. Touchdown, Crimson Tide. And the defense doing work. Now they've got a little breathing room after that score, and a Week 6 victory is in the offing, it appears. And the extra point splits the uprights, and they're up a full 3 touchdowns, a 21-point cushion in the 4th.
South Carolina, 10.
He thought about bringing that out for a half second, but he'll take a knee, and they'll bring it to the 25. And the South Carolina offense is back on the field. Not a lot to feel great about in this one, Jesse, but I'm sure they'll try to seek out some positives.
Well, this might be an opportunity, too, Reese, to go back when they watch this game and just find the plays and the schemes that were working. They weren't a lot, obviously, David, but maybe an opportunity.
And they get to the quarterback and knock it down back at the 16. Everybody has to be set. They have to get it off. Looking to throw on 2nd down. And here comes the pressure, and there he goes down again. The Gamecocks in the hurry up. On 3rd and long, a check down would be the last resort. And now the ball is free in the end zone. Defense just cradling that fumble and securing it. Yeah, that seems about right. Defensive touchdown. Absolute catastrophe for this offense. And they tacked on the extra point. The scoop and score. What a lift it can give to the defense. Not content to get the ball. They wanted to do something with it, and they did. And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. South Carolina ready to go on the attack in another offensive odyssey. This offense needs something to feel good about. It hasn't been very productive today, Jesse.
Well, I think it's just important they stay aggressive, try to throw the football, and just see what this quarterback can do here at the end of the game to build confidence for the next time they take the field.
Yeah, and there hadn't been much.
And they got him for the sack.
And, man, is that just indictment of the day. Your quarterback getting drilled late in the football game. This offense has sputtered. They haven't found any kind of good rhythm. They haven't done things that really gives your coach confidence and makes you want to believe in them. This offense has a lot of work to do before their next football game.
Makes the catch and knocked down.
I think in this situation, 2 minutes, trailing late, I think you got to be throwing to the sticks every time. I don't know if these short completions are going to get it done. You're just not going to have enough time to get down the field. So from a play calling standpoint, I think you want to think about being a little bit more aggressive.
Just had to get rid of that one to save the yardage on 3rd down.
And this is just one of those days, man, where everything has gone wrong, right? Like they just haven't been in a rhythm. They haven't got it going and never built the momentum. This is one of those days that you learn from. You try to grow.
Fires one high and deep. And it's incomplete, and the defense stands tall and gets off the field. The Tide offense rolls onto the field. Now the chance to take a knee and just put the finishing touches on this victory.
Yeah, and this offense has done their job, man. They've been so productive.
Throws toward the end zone. And give him another 6. Grabs it for a touchdown, and the blowout continues.
And you knew this one was over already, but how about an exclamation point to go with it? Another score for this offense. They've had themselves a great day, and the stats just continue to pile up.
South Carolina, 10.
And no chance at a return here. They'll start this drive at their own 25. And the South Carolina offense is back on the field. This has been an old-fashioned fanny paddling, David. I mean, they've just got taken behind the woodshed.
There's nothing to say. This has been an absolute beatdown. Dominated from the start, Jesse, to almost the finish now. They have done nothing right.
Everyone's going to have a real hard look at themselves, I think, this week after watching the film and in practice. And they've just got to take accountability. They have to understand, man for man in this offense, they've got to do a better job next time they're on the field.
And the pressure was too much. They get him at the 15.
The defense puts the exclamation point on the day. They have had a wonderful day, man. Doing everything great. Just, you could tell they were dialed into what was going on. And now just throw another sack in the equation. Hitting the quarterback, being disruptive. They've been all over the field.
They make the stop and the clock strikes 0, and that will do it for this one. This is what an elite team does. They know they're better. They go out. They take the figurative sledgehammer and hit them right between the eyes.
And they just look good in every phase of the game. If I'm on the coaching staff,